You are watching The Final Takeaway. Thanks for joining us. Today we continue to follow this heart-wrenching story of 11-year-old Adrianna Younge found in the pool at the Doubleday Hotel as we put the Guyana Police Force under scrutiny for alleged lies, mistakes, and cover-ups.
This young girl should have never lost her life.
As I speak, the local police are in the hot seat for conflicting and misleading statements made to the family and the public on Wednesday, April 23, 2025, about Younge's whereabouts. We'll discuss a mix-up story about camera footage of the child voluntarily leaving the Doubleday Hotel. As Guyanese say, I'll know they can't produce the footage. Where the footage there? Where the footage there? The cops have since changed their story, contradicting their initial statement while admitting it contained inaccurate details. In their new statement, the police said nothing about camera recording or footage of evidence showing the child leaving the hotel premises. Too many questions remain unanswered as the family mourns the loss of their beloved child after a day out at the pool went wrong. The public is forced to ask, were law enforcers caught red-handed, misinforming the victim's family and the public? They want to know, did the police know more than they were letting on, and proceeded to create a decoy situation by telling the family to leave the hotel's premises.
Everybody went in the pool and checked. Normally, you ain't got to check if there's a body in this pool. You could see it because the pool is clear.
Were they intentionally lying to the family and the public? Was that why they delayed searching the hotel for the minor child? And if so, what would have been the motive? Were they helping someone to buy time? Were they attempting to cover up their mess-ups? Or are they complicit in the entire incident? No one wants to think that the Guyana Police Force would be complicit in something like this. The public needs answers, and the family needs answers, and they need them now, and they need accurate information on what transpired. We understand that the police force has since issued a new statement detailing what happened based on their reports, based on reports reaching the police department, and they also walked back some of the statements mentioned in the initial report. However, they did not clarify which part of the initial police statement was inaccurate. As expected, emotions are still quite raw following the discovery of Adrianna's lifeless body floating in the pool at the Doubleday Hotel at Tushin, West Bank, Essequibo, Guyana. She is believed to be the victim of foul play based on her physical appearance at the time of the discovery. Younge was discovered on the morning of April 24, 2025, almost 24 hours after she went missing while on an outing at the hotel pool with family members. What would possess someone to do this to a child, to anyone? This child was only 11 years old, even though Guyana's Vice President Bharrat Jagdeo kept referring to her as being 16 years old and as a teenager.
We lost a young teenage girl, Adrianna Younge. And first of all, I wish to express my deepest condolences on behalf of the party.
That's an unacceptable error for a top government official, and it casts a different light on the situation for those who do not know the true facts that this child is actually 11 and not 16. So no, sir, she was not 16 years old or at the age of consent for anything. Adrianna Younge, say her name and keep it alive until justice is served. To no one's surprise, news of Adrianna's fatal ending shocked the collective conscience, causing deep sorrow anger, and mixed emotions. Destructive elements engaged in vandalizing and looting, and some allegedly set ablaze the Doubleday Hotel and the private residence of the hotel's owner. Property nearby became collateral damage as the community demanded answers from the Guyana Police Force, transparency, and justice. Again, we're here to put the relevant members of the Guyana Police Force in the hot seat for conflicting and misleading statements made to the family and the public on Wednesday, April 3rd, 2025, regarding Young's actual whereabouts at a time when time was of the essence, when time was crucial. When a child goes missing or someone goes missing, especially a child, police say the first 48 hours are the most critical hours. That is when the police has to amass all their resources, all their personnel, all their everything, and search for the missing person. The first 48. Sometimes it just takes a few hours before the entire situation goes awry. Why was the police insisting that the family leave the hotel and go home? Why were they insisting that the child was not there? As I said earlier, they gave a mix-up story about the child voluntarily leaving the hotel premises in a vehicle identified as a black Ram, allegedly driven by a man named Orlando, last name unknown. How could the police not know the last name of a person? It is the police. The vehicle is registered to someone else, according to the reports. It was alleged that the vehicle was headed towards Vreeden Hoop, West Bank, Demerara. The police said they recovered camera footage as evidence to prove their statements. That was on April 23rd when the child went missing. Again, where is the footage? The police need to produce whatever footage they have, even though they were found to have misled the public. Is there any footage at all? Or was that just a blatant, concocted story to make it appear as if they were doing their jobs? Police statements did not add up, so much so that it forced Vice President Jagdeo in an unprecedented move to call out the police. He called them out yesterday and questioned why the investigations department did not release the footage to the family and to the public.
Now, if they have that footage, the police, and they put it in a statement here, they should immediately release the footage. I don't know why there is a delay in releasing this footage, because this is very inconsistent with the entire story. If you viewed footage that showed the young lady entering into a car, you gave a specific car number and the color and the make of the car, and they drove off. Then release the footage that you viewed. We want to see it too, as a country. And the family would want to see that too.
To the very least, the police could have released the footage so that the family can have some type of idea of what's going on. Instead, they allegedly tried to coerce the family to go home and to wait on a call from the police to give them an update. Who wants to go home when their child is missing? The girl's family insisted she could be nowhere else but on the hotel's property. Turns out they were right, only that it was too late when they discovered their beloved child.
Oh, my daughter's body is in the pool. The police tell my family them last night, don't stop in front of people place, I go home, nobody there. Now me now. And leaving me belly, this me pick name make she. I know she's baby, never go well like she. I know she's just baby, I hope she fit she buckle. Yeah, tell you, I know for them, I don't do them things, I know is it. And I said, me know, me daughter today.
This young girl should have never lost her life. How, after this person left, well, this young lady left, did her body return to the pool? something is wrong. And we have to get to the bottom of this. And we're not going to rest until that happens. And whoever is culpable, if there is a cover-up, people will face consequences.
There are so many questions and few answers and no real clarity. But this is not a good look, and it's not a good look for the police, who are already viewed as corrupt and have lost public trust eons ago. So far, the police have yet to declare the incident a crime, despite bodily injury suggestive of foul play. Others opined that the child met her demise while swimming at the pool. Of course, that angle has been swiftly debunked. Young's family and their supporters reportedly scoured the pool more than once on Wednesday evening, searching for the child. Young was not found submerged in the pool at that time. On top of that, a local independent news personality known as Guyanese Critics conducted a video search of the very pool and parts of the hotel premises.
Everybody went in the pool and checked. Normally, you ain't got to check if there's a body in this pool. You could see it because the pool is clear, right?
Young was nowhere to be found. Besides, the appearance of her body screams a different story about how she may have met her demise. We're talking about a child here. Conveniently on that day, the hotel's cameras were not working, allegedly quite coincidental. Well, the hotel was set ablaze. If something nefarious happened at that hotel, well, the hotel is no more. It has been set afire. Too many pieces of the puzzle were not adding up, which led the Vice President of Guyana to question the integrity of the investigation by some ranks of the police force up to that point. Jagdeo then promised a thorough investigation with consequences for anyone linked to the incident. Adrianna Younge, say her name and keep it alive until justice is served. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.